Hey, this is Tracy Lewis from Stuff and Things. I have a quick project to share. It's actually not really a project in itself. It's an add-on that you can send when you send your cards for people to either use on your card or any other card that they've received. So I'm working on Valentine's. I have a few extra mini calendars left over from the holidays, and it is already February, so I need to get them used up. So what I'm going to do for some of the folks I'm sending Valentine's to is send along one of these and one of these. I'm going to show you how to make this today. This is actually an easel bottom that you can put on any vertical card, and I'm going to show you how to do that. I have a really pretty card that my team leader and crafting buddy Libby sent me, and I have had it on my desk because it's so beautiful, and I have now come up with the perfect thing to do with it so that I can enjoy it all year long. So I went online and looked for mini calendar easel cards. I'm in a new place and I see my thing is shaky. I'm going to have to work on a better way to mount it in the future, but for the moment we're back to being a little shaky. I'm actually sitting in my husband's spot, which is by the window, because he's been really cold this winter, and he is in my spot, which is the white table you guys have seen filmed many times, and it moves around and it is over by the fireplace, and I've actually been getting too hot. So it's a win-win for us both, but it does mean, as I'm videoing here for my first time, that I see my location I have my phone mounted to is wiggly. I'm actually in a slide, so I imagine that is why it's wiggling even when nobody's moving. So bear with me. I will give you some dimensions and show you how to make these. Since you're going to be sending, if you just want to send the easel, I have some people who've talked about my cards and they really enjoy them, and so they leave them, up on the mantle or what have you. And so sending along an easel that they can mount any of their favorite cards to is a great idea. And then of course I have these extra calendars, so you could pre-plan for next year to send out cards with the calendars that they can pick any card, and I'll show you how I'm going to do that. So the dimensions, if I find, I had a writing utensil, here it is. So for the easel, it's a 4x5, and a card base is 4 1/4 wide. So you can cut this 4 inches and then they will center it in the center of the card so it doesn't go edge to edge. That way they're not fussing with trying to make it line up perfectly. And then score at 1 inch, 2.5 inches, and 4 inches. So that's what this one here is. And I know that when you want the middle, which is the easel part, to go up to make the card a little narrower, you would have the bump going the other way, but I just scored all 3 pieces the same. Same side. I didn't reverse. You could reverse if you really want to. And then I took, so I've played with this one. This one is one I'm going to use. And then I thought, okay, I'm looking for my tear and tape. Oh, it's hiding. Alright, so you have the tear and tape, but I don't want to send somebody an easel that's been torn because it looks rough and doesn't look nice. So what I've done is cut the ends so that it looks nicer. I'm so sorry this is shaky. So what I found is the easiest way, get your snips out, lay your cut easel, and I went ahead and I'm left-handed, so you'll do all this reverse of what I'm doing. And I wasn't like picky about it being perfect or anything. I just didn't want the ends to look torn. So that is how I recommend that you apply your tape, since you're going to give it away for somebody else to apply it. By the way, it is so wet here. This is our first winter at home since we left, and it has been really, really miserable. It has rained so hard this week that we're at this campground in LaConner. It's 1,000 Trails. The dump station had to be closed because the whatever creek they have is overflowing into their septic system. And so you can't dump. The bathroom on the way to the entrance has overflowed, and in fact all of the bathrooms are closed and the dump station is closed. And we are on an upper, we're right by the water, but we're up on a, when we back in we go up. So luckily where we're at is good, but there are some sites that they're like monthly sites and people are underwater completely. I would not be a happy camper, but you know, they've probably been here and know what the weather is like here. So I have had a lot of extra time to be playing with projects this week. Alright, so this is my beautiful card that Libby sent me, and I want to convert it, oops, sorry, I bumped the table. I want to convert it to a calendar for myself. So I went ahead and trimmed a matching gold foil. I plan to put the calendar right here over her sentiment. And then I'm going to add the easel to the bottom. However, it doesn't have a bottom. It is a side open. So what I'm going to do is just take out my trimmer and cut off the one side. What I have is, let's see, I have choices of trimmers now because I got this little guy in December. And so I've got this inside of her card that I am sadly going to cut off. I will be playing with how to convert this on the top. Because what you're going to have to do is, to make it an easel, you have to tape. So they'll have to tape, and you could just use Scotch tape. And I have to figure out where my Scotch tape is. I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. I went ahead and cut the side off, and I've flipped the inside so that I can look at the back of it and see who sent this to me and read Libby's message. And then you're going to see that I couldn't find my Scotch tape, so instead I used painter's tape. So after I've got this folded, you want to make sure that the easel end goes to the inside, and you go ahead and center it and align it along the bottom. That's going to be your goal. just like that. And then I'll be able to just close it. What I like about this is that if you have a friend who wants to have you make these easels, as many as they would want, and then they can use them anytime they want. Alright, so I have made myself an easel, and the last bit of work, which I did not prepare for, was to apply this, and it's going to be over her sentiment. Sorry, Libby, that I'm covering over your sentiment, but I love this part of the card. The sentiment is great too, of course. So, I will just cut. I want to make sure it's shorter than whatever. So whatever they're going to stick on, if they're going to do a calendar, the calendar does come with sticky when you buy them, but notice it's across the top, and I want to apply it to the middle. So you can also have them, they can buy their own double-sided tape at any craft store. So now comes the final step. And now I have, I hope you can see it, my wonderful desk accessory. That can move with me wherever I'm going to sit all year long. And that is as easy as that. So hopefully you will think of ways that you can prepare an easel card. Even if you don't send it, you can just, I like how it's so flat, you can just take this piece, you can put it inside, give them some instructions on how to put it together. You can link them to my video if you'd like. And then they can make an artwork out of any card that they want. Thanks for watching.